to be with you on this Wednesday morning.
So, midweek moment, and this past weekend, myself and my family just experienced something which we weren't expecting to happen, or maybe not this soon, I guess. But that just kind of brings me to the question that I want to just ask you this morning. But currently, where you at, the circumstance that you're in, or the situation, or whatever you're currently facing, uh, whatever that specific situation is, I know that there is also the thought of what is the worst thing that could happen, right? And I'm not being negative, but I'm not being whatever. I'm just being real with you this morning. And I'm just asking, wherever you find yourself this morning, I know at the back of your mind, you have this thought that you're thinking, I'm praying that this will not happen. I don't want this to happen. But hear my heart here, right? What happens if that thing that you so badly don't want to happen actually happens? What happens if it does happen? Will God still be the same God? Or is God only good because of the outcome of your situation? That's what I want to ask you this morning. Is he only a good God because you get the answer that you were praying for, or he answers in the way that you want him to answer? Or does it matter whether that, even if that worst thing that could go wrong actually happens? But as we know, God has a plan for everything. So what happens then? What do you do when, even if that worst thing shows up? Do you continue trusting him, or do you go, "Ugh, this is not for me"? Just asking. I'm reminded of Paul. Paul, when he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, like I always call it. The Pirates of the Caribbean scene. If you don't know it, go read your Bible. You know that scene. There's the moment that he's the original Pirates of the Caribbean.
True story.
So the moment where he's in the boat, he's with the prisoners. They're on this boat, and he says to the prisoners, he's like, you know what, the God that I serve said that the ship is going to go down, but don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. We'll survive. And they don't listen to him. They're like, ugh, what does this guy know? It's fine. Doesn't matter. But of course, Paul knew that he was going somewhere because he had to stand trial. He had to represent. God wouldn't say you got to do this and then go kill you in the middle of it. It's not going to happen like that, right? But of course, Paul said it. He's like, the ship is going to go down. We are the worst thing right now. We are in this terrible storm, and the worst thing that could happen is that the ship goes down. But even if it goes down, even if God is still in control, even if the worst thing happens right now that you are thinking and you're praying, please don't let it happen, please don't let it happen, God, please help me. And even if it does happen, is God still in control? Is he still the same God that you're trusting in? Is he still with you? And even in those moments where it feels like, really now? Did you really allow this to happen to me? And even in those moments, he is still God. He is still a real God. And like we know in the story of Paul, after they have the shipwreck, he lands up in Malta. He's in an island. A snake bites him. Like really now, that too, a snake bites him. But a little later on, if you continue reading, the same hand that the snake bit, he lays it on this man, and he gets saved. And the entire village then get saved. Even though the worst happened, God is still in control. And that's what I want to remind you this morning, that in your situation, even when the unthinkable could happen, God is still God. He's still a good, loving Father. So even in the moments when the even if happens, God will still come through for you.
Beautiful. Thank you.